Donald Trump is pissed because he just lost a business deal that he had with the PGA Tour. So Slate reports here, the Blue Monster course at the Doral Golf Resort in Miami is one of the signature locales on the PGA Tour, hosting a tournament each year since 1962. The tournament, sponsored by various corporations over the years, but most recently Cadillac, was elevated in 2007 to a World Golf Championship event, which is the tier below the sport's 4 annual majors. But the PGA Tour announced that it will move the tournament in 2017, reportedly due to its inability to find a new corporate sponsor. Now, why can't they find a new sponsor? Because Donald Trump owns the course. So, Donald Trump, for those of you who don't know, for the longest time, he's absolutely obsessed with golf, and for the longest time, he's wanted to be a big player in the golf realm. So, he had some courses, and he tried to build courses that the PGA Tour would want to go and play and do it on a regular basis. Well, he built the courses, and the PGA Tour they took a look, and they're like, yeah, no. They don't like the course for a variety of reasons. There's not enough room to host events there. Donald Trump is the one who owns the course, and they understand that there are issues there with sponsors and that, he's a firecracker and you never know what the fuck is going to happen. Now, I've actually played some of his courses, and what's so funny is that in some ways, it's like him personally. It's all fake. Like, it's all a show. Like, you could tell that when they were building the course, they're like, okay, put a hill there. And you had people like bring in fucking, extra turf to build a hill in a place where there's not a natural hill. Like, everything is kind of like his skin tone or his hair. It's like, is that real? I'm not really sure if that's real. This doesn't look natural to me. So, what happened after he built these golf courses? He couldn't get the PGA Tour to come to them for a variety of reasons. What did he do? Typical Donald Trump. He buys courses that they already play on, and courses that are a staple on the PGA Tour. And he's like, well, now I'm going to buy this. And then they don't have a choice. And the PGA Tour is like, oh, fuck. Now we got to deal with this guy. He came and he bought the course that we've been playing on for such a long time. And oftentimes they have these deals with different sponsors where they can't move the venue or change the sponsor for X amount of years. Well, in the case with him buying the Blue Monster course or just buying the Doral Golf Resort, they were stuck there from, 2007 to 2017. And they only had, I think it was 2 years or so where Donald Trump owned the course. Well, now they're like, okay, we got to get the fuck out of here because this guy owns it, even though they've been there since 1962. And furthermore, and perhaps more importantly, it's not just that they don't like Donald Trump, which they don't. It's also that they're like, dude, nobody's sponsoring the event. Why aren't they sponsoring the event? Donald Trump owns the course. So they don't want to be associated with Donald Trump in business deals because of all the shit that he said and all the shit that he's done. You don't get to go out there and just say, the Mexicans, they're rapists. I assume some of them are good people, but they're rapists. You don't get to go out there and say that. You don't get to say ban all Muslims from entering the U.S. without having business consequences. Now, look, it's a fair point to say, hey, it's offensive, but should he really be punished in this kind of way? That is a fair point. But at the same time, for the people who believe in the free market and they believe in capitalism, well, that means that you believe in each individual private company and private outlets to make the decisions that they want as to who they want to associate with. And if they don't want to associate with somebody who they think hurts their brand and their bottom line, they ain't going to do it. So it would be quite a reversal and quite a bit of hypocrisy from the right on this if all of a sudden they say, no, we want to force companies to do business with him because we want to force them to. Well, that's not a very free market position. Free market position is live and let live. If they don't want to do business with him, sucks for him. So I haven't even gotten to the best part of the story yet. Slate continues, quote, the PGA Tour is moving the tournament to Mexico. That is adorable. So Tim Fincham, who's the commissioner of the PGA Tour, released a statement, and he's like, look, man, when it comes to politics, the PGA Tour is neutral. We've always been neutral. So we're not taking a stance for or against Donald Trump. When it comes to golf-wise, are we anti-Donald Trump? No, we're not anti-Donald Trump, but we can't get a sponsor. So we're leaving him. We're leaving the course. We're leaving him. But then they had to slip in the last part. We're going to move to Mexico. Donald Trump was furious about this. He released this long response. I just heard that the tournament is going to Mexico. This is exactly why I'm running for president. Be outsourcing United States jobs and blah, 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 blah. Now, understand on that broader issue, I actually agree with Donald Trump. I think NAFTA was a giant mistake. CAFTA, permanent normal trade relations with China. I hate the WTO. So I actually agree with him on the issue of so-called free trade versus protectionism. He doesn't agree with him, though, on that because he has a lot of his shit made in China and he outsources stuff all the time. So he's a massive hypocrite on this. But I'm consistent in that, yeah, I think we should have more protectionism and less outsourcing of jobs. But understand, this is not a case of that. Why? The people who go to work at these PGA Tour events, they're all volunteers. Nobody's getting paid. The only people getting paid are the golfers. So for him, he's pretending like, oh, the U.S. jobs are being shipped elsewhere, blah, 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 blah. No, they're all volunteers at the event. The only people getting paid are the golfers. They're still going to get paid if they do the event in Mexico. So he's just using this as an excuse. He's like, oh, I'm so hurt that the good tournament left me. Well, sucks for you, man. It's a free country, and apparently all the different sponsors want nothing to do with the golf course that's linked to you.